So I've got some things planned for changing the van and I'll just run you through them. Now, first of all, this door and this wall, window, wall, whatever, I'll go in, and this is becoming a swivel seat. Well, it's actually already got the swivel base on it, it's just that I can't turn it all the way around at the moment. So that's what's happening. Now, I do like having a divide between the cab and the rear because it creates a thermal barrier, keeps the cold out in the winter, keeps the heat out in the summer. But what I'm going to do is hopefully, well, the plan anyway, is to make some kind of clever sliding door mechanism, or some kind of mechanism anyway. Doesn't necessarily have to be sliding, so that the door disappears behind the driver's seat, which is also behind the fridge and these cupboards. So that's that one. A few months ago I decided to, and I didn't really document it unfortunately, but I decided to make the bed a bit longer so that I could sort of lie down full length in it rather than have to lie across on an angle, because I'm 6'1" and lying across didn't really do any good for me. So I added this extension, and then I bought a diesel heater, Chinese one, which has been really good because my gas heater packed up, and that's in this box with some storage on top. So I'm pleased with that extension. There's a little bit that goes on here, that works well. Now, I had to move the kitchen along slightly, so as you can probably see, there's no access to the door now, side door. You can't get out, which is fine because I never use the side door. Every time I've used the side door, I've let the heat out or let bugs in, so I just always go through the cab. I'll show you from above. So as you can see, I put my water in here, and this bit here is sort of about the same size as the sink area, and the plan was to sort of cover this over, finish it off. Stuck a drawer in here as well, which is quite handy for storage, and I'm always struggling for storage in this van, but to be fair, I don't think I've organised my storage as well as it could be organised. I mean, look, it's just a mess really. So, yep, I think that says it all really, doesn't it? So going forward, the plan now, obviously, if I'm going to get rid of this bulkhead and have a swivel seat, this is in the way. So this is going to go, and what I'm going to have is a smaller, I never understood why there was only 3 burners on here instead of 4. You know, you got space for 4, but there's only 3. Anyway, as it happens, I never really used 3. I think I once had to use 3 burners at once. So I'm going for a 2 burner hob that I'm going to put here, and the sink then they're going to come over to this side and leave enough space here for the swivel seat. There's a grill as well on this. Now, there isn't a grill on my new hob, and I was a bit hesitant about that, but what I have got, I'm going to test, is something you put on top to make toast, because I only use it to make toast. So, you know, it's a lot of space to carry around just to make toast 2 or 3 times a week. So, that is the plan. And I don't know when this is all going to take place, probably over the next several months I would imagine, but I will keep you updated. Now, a further update that I'm going to make is these seats have never been comfortable to sit on, and I think that's due to the fact that the back isn't there, there's no back support, and they're too high, you know, your legs dangle. So what I'm going to do is extend the floor and make the floor about as high as these boxes, and that will give, and there'll be a step up sort of here, and that will give you know, a better sitting position, and it also give me a whole load of storage that I didn't have before. Another problem with this van is because I didn't want to lose the height in the ceiling and headspace, I didn't put masses of insulation on the floor. So basically there's like a vapor barrier and 2 layers of laminate in insulation, and then the plywood floor. So the floor is always cold in the winter. You know, you put your feet on the floor, it's cold. So that will also stop that part of the floor from being cold, which is good. And obviously I'm going to have to change the bed mechanism here, but that will not be a problem. So, you know, it's a pull out, slide out thing, so I'm just going to have to reduce the height of that to match the new floor height. So that's what we're going to be doing. So this is the plan for the bench seats. What I found over the years is that having doors down here, trying to get into the storage and organising it, it's just been a bit of a nightmare really, and I end up not using the storage or not using it very well at all. So what I'm going to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so that these are lift up storage and you get to it from underneath. But a couple of considerations in doing this. First of all, my leaf for the kitchen is going to have to be shorter, because I don't want to be banging in to that when it's up to lift the cushion and get into the storage. So this is going to have to be shorter to take that into account. That's the leaf out of the way. And again, you know, as I said before, I don't want to be doing that every time I want to go in this storage. Now the other thing is, I'll lift this up. These are thick cushions, as you can see, and I've seen it where people have like a door and the cushion on top and they struggle to get into their storage. Now, I don't want to be doing that, so basically it's slatted under there. Just zoom down so you can see that. So there you go, it's slatted down there. So what I'm going to have to do is get rid of the slats and make a liftable section of lid, or 2 sections of lid, or whatever it turns out to be. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start the liftable lid here, so that there's a solid bit for this cushion to rest on, because you see it stands quite happily on its own. So there'll be like a shelf for the cushion there, and then there'll be a liftable section out the front that then will access the storage. Also got a safe under here that's stuck to the floor. I'm going to get that up and put it on its end so that it's accessible from somewhere around here by lifting the lid and sort of opening the safe. So that's the bench updates. With the other side, it's got like a pull out, slide out bit to, you know, make the bed, so that might cause a complication, but I might be getting rid of the slide out completely and putting a tabletop across, you know, basically using the top of a table to sort of bridge that gap, because I might be thinking about going for a Lagoon, I think they're called, Laguna table mount. So that's the plan. I'll keep you posted as and when it happens. So the question is, does this leaf need to be a leaf when I update the kitchen? Can it be an extension of the worktop, seeing as it's going to be shorter? It's going to stop about there to not interfere with the cushion being lifted below. So maybe that can just be part of the worktop. Maybe it doesn't need an extension for that small little section of worktop. We'll see. So there will be a leaf on the other side, I'm pretty sure of that, that will lift up and down for when the swivel seat's in action or not in action.